In 2003, Jonathan and Sarah Walker emigrated to New Zealand after living for a time in the Scottish Highlands. The Walkers breed heritage breeds of cattle, sheep and pigs and process them for sale at farmers' markets in the Waikato.
It's a small farm. We have rare breed free-range pigs and a few Belted Galloway cows and a few Wiltshire horn sheep as well. We've got a butchery on the farm, so we process all our own meat, and we also do processing for other people. We're into adding value, so we don't have enough land to produce animals that we can just sell off the farm at live. So we send them to the abattoir and then bring them back, process them and sell them directly at farmers' markets. We've got 60 acres on the map, probably a bit more with all the hills. It's steep, it's clay. It was 5 sheep paddocks. We've broken it up and we're still breaking it up more. We need about 20 paddocks for the type of farming we're doing. The pigs are all outside, although I have got a few pens for short-term use inside. And we have the cows and the sheep on this side of the farm, rotating, and the pigs are on the other side mostly. We got to the point in the beginning when we just got too many pigs for our own use, and that's when the farmers' market was announced. So we started at the farmers' market on the first market in Hamilton, which was just over 5 years ago. And it gives us a chance to sell our meat directly, no middlemen, and to shout about our point of difference. Slow-grown outdoor pork, which tastes fantastic, and sausage and bacon with no sort of additives and premixes and that sort of thing, just herbs and spices and natural salt. Without the farmers' market, we wouldn't have a business. We don't produce enough, and the margins aren't great enough selling directly to restaurants or shops, and I'd probably just plant the place with trees and build a house and have a great social life. Free-range pigs. Well, these are Tamworths. I've got 2 boars. This is one of them, Kevin, and one of his wives. I've got about 5 sows. And then this is just a litter of, I call them growers. They're heading towards bacon. They're about half grown. They'll be about 4 months old. They're much slower growing than commercial white breeds, partly because they're outside and partly because they've not been improved, but the flavour has time to develop, so it tastes much better. And I like them. They're far more handsome than pink pigs are ugly, and I refuse to have ugly pigs on my farm. So this is a 3-way mixture of split peas for protein, maize and barley, mixed with molasses, so it smells absolutely fantastic. One of these scoops is about 1 kilo, so they'll get a couple of kilos each. They'll get over fat, these two. She's a breeding sow, so we don't want her to get too fat. When sows get too fat, they tend to squash their little ones because they become clumsy. These are Belted Galloways from southwest Scotland. Horrible, wet, cold climate, so they're very hardy, very hardy. They've got a double layer of hair, so that helps keep them warm, but it also improves the meat because they don't lay a lot of fat down around the meat. It's mostly intramuscular, so the flavour's brilliant. And they're also quite small, so our land's steep and clay, and they're ideally suited. So great meat, good for the land, and I quite like the look of them too. So we've got about 25, I think. We produce about 6 a year for the butchery. I don't sell any. We tend to keep the females at the moment, and just put the males, the steers, through the butchery. From our own meat, we're making a lot of bacon, shoulder and middle bacon. We make a lot of Christmas hams and also some dry-cured, air-dried hams. Lots of sausages, about 12 different types of pork sausages, 4 or 5 different types of beef sausages, and some lamb sausages too. But pork is definitely the king of meats for sausages. There's no doubt about that. It's got so much more flavour, and they're far more popular than all the others. And there's a lot you can do with them, with herbs, spices, wine, garlic, beer. You know, everything's made from recipes. We don't use any premixes. We just make it all. As far as setting up the butchery and the compliance and the bureaucracy around that, it wasn't too bad. It was better than I thought. That once I got my head around it, because I didn't even know if I'd be allowed to build a butchery here. So I got in touch with the local council, who happened to be in Narrawarrh, which is 5 kilometres away. The guy came out and said, "This is my idea, will it work?" And he was really helpful, and he said, "Yeah, no reason why not." It would have been easy if there'd been an idiot's guide to how to build a butchery, which tells you exactly what you need to do, but of course there isn't. And you learn stuff as you're going along, and it's usually when you're committed to the project and they say, "Oh, you've got to do this," and there's another $3,000, or "Don't forget you've got to do that," and that's another $3,000. So those things always make the costs go up a bit, but I think we spent somewhere between 40 and 50,000. All the equipment's second hand, so it wasn't too bad. And now we started off using it perhaps 2 days a week for our own business, but now we're processing other people's meat for them. We're doing some buffalo at the moment, which is in the chiller. We've got some sheep coming in today. So that's helping to make money from the butchery. And we also run courses. Every month we run sausage making courses, and we do curing courses where we muck around smoking bacon and ham and things like that.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.